Welcome to our show. Every year, hundreds of thousands of dungeon masters go crazy from not getting to play. That is why I, Marcus Womble, has stepped in as your interim DM.
Dun dun. Da-da.
And with me today is going to be...
Hey demons, it's me, your boy. It's John Carter. I don't want to fuck with demons.
And on the other side of the table...
Hi everyone, it's me, George Aguilar, here to
I hate that I laughed at that so much.
just here to enjoy some good D&D.
Wait, you're here to enjoy what?
Some good D&D.
Man, you said it too quick. I was going to put another toot sound between the good.
Wait, you here to do what?
He's not biting the bait.
To play some good D&D.
Oh, damn it.
Premature. All right, do we have anybody other than our usual to talk about today?
Actually, surprisingly enough, we don't. I don't know if you've been checking the emails, Marcus, but I haven't. I'm actually surprised we haven't heard back from Giovanni.
I blocked him.
After
You don't have access to the email, John.
we actually, after 12 episodes, kept our end of the bargain.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's like nothing left to sign dry.
Yeah.
Maybe he's dead.
Well, let's hope not, because we got something coming to us if he's not.
Yeah. But, well, I'll keep an eye out for that. Anything else anybody else wants to talk about?
Yes, I do have something I want to talk about. It's very serious, guys.
Cancer.
And that was not it.
Heart disease.
It was how much I appreciate Syrinscape for the beautiful sounds that they allow us to play into our game. Thank you to Syrinscape.
Wow. That's...
Always there. It's always there.
That it's my role.
It's never not there is what it is.
Your face is never not there.
We are closing in on episode 25 of this.
Are we really?
Yeah, we're on episode 23 right now. And
Oh,
if you
fuck.
have made it this far, I just want to thank you for putting up with everything that we do. And
Me? Thank you for putting up with me. Yeah. Look, I usually make a lot of like stupid jokes, or I try to anyways. There's a lot of deflection from my side of the table.
See, I feel like we made rule number 2, and then I started actually listening to the podcast myself, and like the majority of the time I'm laughing, it's at the stupid shit that John says.
You're welcome. I know that we're very joking and sarcastic and everything, but I just want to take like a real quick, serious moment to thank everybody that's
We
still
are
listening.
very joking. Go ahead. You were saying...
Fuck you. Play the fucking music.
um,
Fuck.
before we do that, I do want to extend a sincere thank you to everyone who has continued to listen.
I already did it.
Yeah.
But this is actually like really good. Like I feel sincerity in his thanks, his gratitude.
Rise the moment. We don't have many fans, but we do appreciate the fans that we have. And if that's you, then from me and everyone here at the Out of Adventure podcast,
Out of Character Adventure podcast.
the Out of Character Adventure podcast, pickup, the Out of Character Adventure pickup, the Out of Character Adventure podcast. Fuck. Pick up the Out of Character Adventure podcast.
Marker.
Just a big thank you to everyone.
Thanks, guys.
And
We
now,
appreciate it.
without further ado,
Thanking my sister because she listens.
That's
let's
what we're
actually
thinking.
start the show.
And if you've been following our... Damn. Or you just say pick up and then you just cut stuff out. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Marker.
Pick up. Darren has joined forces with the odd puppeteer Cricket, who seems to know the whereabouts of these Garmonian pearls that Ashlock needs to complete a portion of the bracers. They've come to the mansion where they've managed to fight off a skeleton. Cricket attuned to a sword, which seems to have made a few changes to his personality. And Darren had a makeover.
Yeah, it did.
After hearing a series of
Damn it.
pig squealings, they find a secret room locked behind the master's quarters, and inside is a girl with a big head. And that's where we're going to pick up with wisdom saving throws from each of you.
Oh, dick. That's one way to start an episode. Wisdom saving throws are never good. I don't want to say mine.
What was yours, John?
13.
13. All right. George?
That's a 19 from Cricket.
All right. So, Cricket, you're standing behind Darren. No?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just the table wobbled.
And you feel this wave of, how do you say it? Lethargy?
Lethargy?
Yeah.
Of tiredness.
Yeah.
Wave over you.
Wave of sleep.
And you see Darren in front of you kind of stumble a bit and falls unconscious and falls flat on his face. You manage to stave off the sleep, but you do take a point of exhaustion as you fight through the sleep. We can go ahead and roll initiative for Cricket.
That's at disadvantage.
Ability checks, yeah.
Yep.
17.
17. All right, so you will actually act first. What do you do?
Stab the pork bitch in the eye.
Hi. Reach into the recesses of my mind and I evaluate the situation at hand. What do I see before me?
In this room to your right, you see a large shelf that contains candles and
Not
ancient
condoms.
books. You find one used condom at the bottom of the shelf.
Nice.
Gross.
Towards the towards the middle of the room on that right side wall, there is a table that is 10 foot across. It makes about a half circle shape. Pickup.
Marker.
You find a 10-foot table that is a semicircle pressed against the wall. On this table, you see a stone top with infernal etchings around the rim of the table. Right next to that is a pile of old bones. You look and it seems like they are from large mammals. And at the back, you see shelves with sharp instrumentations that look like torture devices. And in front of that table is a shimmering girl with a pig's head dripping blood down the front of her dress.
Listen, I don't know what you are, but you seem to be some sort of unholy creation. If you can hear me in there, I will set you free from this abomination of a shell you are.
And with that, I cast Sacred
Suggestion.
Flame.
Oh.
So she needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
A DC 14.
Ooh. That will not succeed.
That is 4
good.
points of radiant damage, and I pay attention to see if it does anything peculiar.
You see this light shimmer below her as the spell starts, and it very quickly explodes up, consuming her form. And her form doesn't seem to take any different. damage, show any signs of anything.
Right.
Her form doesn't take any different form.
No.
All right. Can I, as a bonus action, attempt to wake Darren?
Yeah, you can shake him awake. You attempt to.
Wake up!
It doesn't seem to make any difference. So you took your point of exhaustion. This would be your second point of exhaustion
Oh, okay.
because you did not sleep during that long rest before you came in. So you already
correct.
had one.
Shit.
So my speed is halved. Okay.
As the dead and empty eyes of this pig stare in your direction, it's hard to tell what emotions are being conveyed through these eyes. But as you look, you make another wisdom saving throw.
14.
14. You feel another wave of draining energy slap through your body. You feel yourself fall to your knee. You're fighting again, just like you did, but you've already taken so much exhaustion that you succumb to it.
Oh no.
And you fall.
All right, cool guys. That's a great podcast. We're now dead.
As you fall, darkness envelops your senses. There's not any sound. There's no sight. You don't smell anything. But you feel cold. And then you feel ground below you. And you hear,
"First, I'll find you. Then, I'll beat you. Then I'll kill you."
you start to see a dim light as fog rolls in at your feet. And you look up and you see each other.
Hey.
Hey.
What happened?
I don't know.
Did you hear those words?
Yeah.
Wasn't that?
Dresses.
Yeah.
I couldn't beat her. Or it. Whatever it was.
I don't know. Are we dead?
I don't think this feels like death.
I'm gonna try to bring a firebolt up.
You raise a hand and start to conjure the fire, and purple flames erupt from your hand.
Whoa.
They start to sparkle and pop.
That's new.
So we're surrounded in darkness, correct?
Yes.
But I can't see anything. Which
You
is...
still, all you see is the fog.
Yeah. Something... Where are we?
I don't know. Is my light cantrip still up?
Yeah, it's glowing.
I can't
But
see anything.
it's not on your staff. The orb that stays on the end of your staff is just hovering around you.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
It doesn't seem unnatural to you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what it would always do.
You don't, it doesn't register in your mind that's what's happening.
Oh.
I try to find Sally.
Okay. You pull out, where do you keep Sally? In the bag?
Yeah, in my bag.
You reach in the bag and you pull out Sally, which is the golden flying snake perched on the end of your hand.
What? No. And I go reach in my bag and I try to find what
No,
I
that's-
recognize as Sally.
That's mine.
What's yours?
Does it look like Johnson?
Yeah, but I don't know. Could be his.
No, that's no, yeah, that might be yours. I'm gonna look down.
Yeah.
What do I look like?
You are dressed in a very fine and ornate flowing gown. It's the same one that you saw the man in the stained glass window wearing, and hanging on around your neck is a little chain with a pearl at the bottom of it.
What does he look like?
He looks the same.
I go rifling through my bag, trying to find Sally.
You find the costume that you've made for Sally that goes on the flying snake. And the snake opens its mouth and in Sally's voice says, "Here we go, guys. This is it.
This is Marcus doing voices.
What are you looking for?"
God, that just makes it even creepier because
It's not Sally's voice. Ooh, you're not Sally.
Does he feel like it should be?
It feels like Sally.
Something's wrong.
How's he reacting about how I look?
I haven't even noticed it, honestly.
You get the feeling he's summoned his familiar. Maybe you should summon yours.
I go to take out my book.
Yeah.
Is it there?
Yeah.
And I'll start casting Find Familiar,
Okay.
which will take an hour.
Could be an hour. Could be 10 seconds. You do it.
And I'll imagine Johnson, the gold flying snake that looks like a dragon with no legs.
You imagine Johnson, the bat with Ashluck's head, pops up. He says, "Well, hey, what can I do you for?"
Hi. What's your name?
Johnson.
Hey.
Hi.
Do you know where we are?
Looks around a bit. I would say, inside of some sort of collective dream here.
Huh. Whose?
Seems like yours and Cricket's.
Huh. Which way should we walk?
Guess the only way is to do it and find out. I would suggest forward.
All right. I'll just tap Cricket on the chest with the back of my hand. Hey, come on. I'll start just walking directly forward.
Okay. You walk 5, 10, 15, 20 feet forward. And as you take the next step, feel like you go back to where you started.
That's not cool. I want to try walking up.
Okay. You walk up 5, 10. You take another step and you wind back up where you started.
He was walking in the air.
Yep. Straight up.
If you weren't paying attention, we're in a collective dream.
I was paying attention.
Okay.
Well, I'm guessing that wasn't the way.
Nope.
Maybe you should try going to your right.
All right. I'll walk to my right.
You turn to the right, you take a step, take another step, and wind back up where you started.
To the left now, y'all. I'll start walking to the left.
All right. You turn to the left and you go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. How far are you going to walk?
Until I see something, I guess.
Okay. You walk 30 feet. And again, you wind back up where you started.
I'm gonna close my eyes for a second,
Yeah?
and then I'm gonna start looking through Johnson's visions.
Okay. So you put yourself in Johnson's eyes and you see walls. And every time you would hit one of those walls, you were brought back. You look to the left where you started walking, and you see that if you taken a step to the right, you could go through a door.
Tell Johnson to perch on my head to look forward. So, like, anytime I turn my head, he turns. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Look over to Cricket, hold out my hand, say, hey, I can see now. Follow me.
I follow him.
All right.
I'll walk to the left, and I'll take 30 feet, step to the right, and open the door.
All right. As he is doing this before he reaches out, you're looking around, and on your belt where the rapier was hanging, you have it looks like a pewter bowl about a foot in diameter, only maybe 2 inches deep, so a very shallow bowl. In the middle of it is a solid cylinder that's about 4 inches wide. It comes up about an inch higher than the lip before it ends, and out of the center of it, going straight up about a foot, is what looks like a candlestick. You feel very attached to it.
A foot-long candlestick.
Yes. And coming out of the bottom of this bowl. As you look at it, you see
It was in the observatory with the candlestick.
infernal markings etched around the bowl, etched around that cylinder where the candlestick comes out of.
Now I speak infernal. Can I discern what meaning they might have?
You see that there are markings that indicate some sort of ritual of summoning.
Okay.
And as you study the markings, you find a small dent in the bowl. I guess it's not small, it's about an inch in diameter, and it's a very, very shallow dent. But you do see this inconsistency in the shape of the bowl.
Okay. You said it was made out of pewter?
Yeah.
All right.
And he takes your hand and guides you. You walk out the door, and you find yourself on a 10-foot wide landing that extends forward 15 feet before reaching another 10-foot wide landing that goes to the right and to the left.
I'll follow and go to the one that goes to the right and the left. And I'll look down each side.
Okay, the fog swirling around the ground, you see pathway that extends 30 feet in each direction.
I'll go to the left.
You go to the left,
Yeah.
you start walking to the end, and you find a stairwell
Going up or down?
going down.
I'll go down. I'll go down the stairwell.
Okay. You go
Does
down.
this remind me of the flooring of the mansion we were in?
As you think about it, it does.
Okay. Yeah. I'll start going down.
All right, you go down the stairs. You find yourself at that great entrance hallway. And as you kind of put together that this is the same floor plan as the mansion starts to fall into place. You see the chandelier hanging above you, lit with this haunting, ghostly light. Empty hallways that you see the entrance of, and then as you focus on it, it seems to clear up and become a hallway.
Before I stop looking through, I'm going to stop for a second.
Uh-huh.
Before I stop looking through Johnson's vision, out loud say, "Hey, we're in the mansion still," or something like that. Our dream is in the mansion. Start imagining it and see if you can start seeing the mansion. Bottom floor, you just came out of the stairwell on the left. There's about a 5-foot space behind you where the stairwell starts. There's the chandelier is up to the left. There's that little foyer down here, and can you see it?
I start imagining what he's saying.
It starts falling into place for you too.
Yes.
I'll stop looking through Johnson's visions. Do I see it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try to do detect magic.
Okay.
Pull out my book. Start to cast that.
It's a second, and you've got it cast, and you feel magic everywhere, of every school of magic, from every inch of this mansion.
Even like necromancy.
Yes.
Is there a stronger? Is there like a stronger focus of one, or are they just all like blended?
It's like when you walk through natural water, like you're walking in a lake or something, and you have that current that brings the cold water in, and it hits you, and you're used to that warm water, and you feel it mixing around you.
Mm-hmm.
You just get these waves of
Both.
everything.
Yeah. Okay. So looking around, I'm gonna look down. I'm gonna take a peek at that necklace.
Uh-huh.
Anything?
It turns into a mirror, and you start to look at your face, and it gives you a wink.
Was there a name up here for that guy?
No, just the man and the 3 children.
I'm gonna look at it. Are you Drucius?
It's just your reflection now.
Drucius's father? Cases? I'm gonna go through all the names that I know.
Yeah. You go through the list, and as you name off the names, your reflection is doing the same thing. And it doesn't do anything different now.
No magic coming off of it?
No.
Alright, well, we only came across something in one room in this house. It was the
2 things we came across.
fair. 3, 4 things. We came across 4 things of note. The armory, where the special weapons were put up. The wardrobe. It's the only thing outside of those 2 weapons that stood the test of time. The evil child, Persia, and Drusus's skeleton in the kitchen. Do you say we go there first? Or do you want to go back up to where the girl was?
I want to go back where the girl was.
Alright, you lead the way.
I think if this is a dream, the only thing I can think of is trying to find our bodies, and that's where I remember last being.
Yeah, let's go back. Actually, before, let's go check out the 2 areas that didn't have a person there to see if there was anything of note before we get cast out of this dream state. Maybe we can learn more about it. I think 5 things. Cleva's diary. I actually want to go there first, to the study.
Can I remember anywhere within the mansion that had a potential place for this candle?
Give me a perception check.
Am I still exhausted?
No.
Oh, shit.
21.
You actually saw this in that small room as you were glancing around just before you succumbed to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Wait. I think we need to go back.
Or, here's a solid notion. go to the key parts of this mansion that we have found stuff in to see if we can get more information on what the hell is going on. If we're in a dream state, I'm looking like Sir McFancy Pants.
You look at him and he looks like he's wearing the clothes that he walked in here in.
Like my normal tan attire.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
When I look in my... What?
You look the same. In fact, you look like how you looked before you donned that getup.
And I look at myself
You look fancy as fuck.
like that guy.
Yeah.
Skin tone and everything.
No.
I just look like me, just the clothes.
You just got his clothing.
I'm gonna reach up. Is that gold band still there?
Yes.
Okay. No, You're seeing something different than I'm seeing. I'm seeing the clothes that the guy from the stained glass was wearing.
I grabbed the candle and I showed it to him.
What do you see?
You see the rapier.
It's the rapier.
To me, it's some sort of candle. I don't know what it is, but I think I know where it goes.
Well, you have that in mind? If you're seeing something and you know where that goes, if I look like that dude, I might want to go look at that. Or did any of the mirrors give me a weird vibe? But before we do that, let's just see if we can learn what's going on.
Okay.
Rather have more knowledge about demons of the past before we try to confront them now. You alright with that?
Yeah.
So
And I don't think it might be a demon. I think it might be something infernal. I've been seeing a lot of infernal writing. It was on the desk in that room with the abomination. There's infernal script on this candle, rapier, whatever it might be.
Cricket doesn't know, right? About what Ashlock and Darren saw and anything.
No.
And this is a John question. Can't some demons also come from the Infernal Nine Hells?
No, demons are from the abyss.
I thought some overlapped.
There are some fiends that speak both infernal and abyssal.
Got it. Cool. Well, if it's not a demon, then what would it be? I don't know anything about infernal.
A devil.
Okay. Well, past the devils, rather to learn more about them before we confront them. So let's go to the study. So we'll walk there and just peek our head. I'm just gonna kind of like the episode from Friends where all the floating heads.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
So your head just floats off to the side and looks in the room.
Oh shit.
And you see a girl sitting in one of the chairs, legs crossed, a game sitting on the table between her and the other chair.
Is it a girl or a woman?
It is a girl.
Like one that could have a hog's head on her?
The dress is the same.
Float my head back.
No hogshead.
Figured.
Yeah.
Float my head back.
Yep.
Motion for him to step back quietly a little bit. All right, so the girl's in there.
So let's go.
It looks like she's playing a game. She didn't seem to notice me. Once again, let's gather information before we confront anything.
What are you afraid of? She might have the answers we need.
All of this. I'm sorry, you're not afraid of what's going on?
I want this to end.
I do too.
She might have the information you're looking for.
Yeah, But if the abomination ghost devil shit that she was is still connected in here, I'm not ready to confront that yet until I know more.
What more do you need?
A lot.
What makes you think you'll find it?
What makes you think I won't? And I'll start walking to the armory and I'll float my head in because I can apparently do that in here.
You float your head in, and you see a pristine armory with shining and shimmering weapons brand new leather armors, beautiful plate mail armors. You see shields, and against that wall you see the bow handle and the dagger and an empty spot for the rapier.
I'll float my head back.
Okay.
All right, cool. That's empty. That's kind of just the same as it was left. Now, before we go to where anyone is, I'm going to check the room with the wardrobe because I put shit on from there. And if we confront that girl, she kick us out of here. I don't know what I'm wearing. So I'm going to go check that real quick. Got it? I'll start going up there and I'll float my head into that room.
Okay. You see a very beautiful woman of about 20 to 22, 23 years old, rifling through the wardrobe, and she's saying, I don't know where all of this hideous apparel came from. And you see it's all that tan and brown clothing that you were wearing, just everything looking like that.
That bitch. Did you follow me up?
Yeah.
Float my head back, but not on my body. I'll float it next to him.
Am I seeing his head float away?
Yeah.
I'll float like right next to his ear to whisper. Hey, I think Cleva's in there.
Who?
The lady that wrote in the journal.
Are you sure it's her?
Cleaver or Cleva?
Clever.
Cleva.
But you did see on the inscription in the wardrobe, it said Dara.
Dara. Oh. I thought Dara was the girl, the little girl.
Persa.
Persa. Who the fuck's Dara? Was she in the journal?
Yes.
Was she the one that kept breaking stuff? Or is that Persa?
She was the one that overheard the whispering of the treasures.
What side did we see the tapestry for dresses?
That was over the master's quarters.
And that's where we kind of came through, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, not Cleva. Might be Dara.
Yeah, that's what the inscription said.
Oh, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to remember that right now. A little freaked out. I'll float my head down here and look up at the stained glass.
Yeah.
Does it look any different?
You see yourself in the stained glass.
Sweet shit. All right. Do I look like... Would I be posed in the same way that I would be? Like, how am I holding myself?
The image is actually moving. And he looks down at you and gives you a wink and a thumbs up. And on the end of the thumb, little flame erupts. And the kids that you see below, you see Ashlock, Thomas, and Ruth.
That's not creepy. This Thomas being a dick.
What about the wife?
Ooh, what about the wife?
You don't know the wife.
I meant your mother.
Does she have a yellow umbrella covering her face?
Yes.
I'll bring... My body will tap him on the shoulder and wave him over as it starts
Start
walking.
running off.
Yeah.
It runs down. So the body runs down.
Yeah. I floated only my head down here,
Oh.
and my body tapped you on the shoulder and started running down the hall.
I follow you.
And it's pointing up as it connects back to my head. What do you see?
What do I see?
You see the stained glass as it was in the mansion.
Nothing has changed.
Look at the thing behind you then. Point to the Dracious.
Yeah. It's a tapestry of cricket.
I'm going to look at my giant self and go, should I burn everything down?
He nods.
Sweet.
Oh, to the... he asked the stained glass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I start making my way downstairs.
Okay.
I ask it. Once he's a little out of earshot,
Yeah.
I'll flip my head up so it's like face to face. And I'll go, is Bahamut here?
He shakes his head no.
Should I be worried about that?
He nods his head yes.
Should we talk to Dara,
He shrugs.
the little girl?
He shrugs.
Are you just going to keep shrugging?
He shrugs.
Yeah, that's something I would do.
He smiles and waves.
Blow him a kiss.
He blows one back.
I'll start walking to Dara.
The wife grabs the kiss out of the air and presses it to her breastises.
Child, look under the umbrella.
You can't see below that yellow umbrella.
All right, I'll start walking to Dara.
All right. What are you doing?
I made my
this
way
time?
to person.
Okay. You enter the room.
Mm-hmm.
She smiles at you and gestures for you to sit down in the chair.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see a second chair appear next to it.
I walk into the room. I'm going to...
So are there 3 chairs in there now, or 2?
Yeah.
3.
There's 2 on one side and then 1 on the side that she's sitting on.
And the second one popped up on. So originally there was hers and one facing her, and then another one popped up.
Next to the one facing her.
All right.
I wave my hands as subtly as possible and cast minor illusion.
Are you Persa?
She smiles at you.
Do you know what happened here?
She frowns and looks very sad, a little bit scared.
Will playing this game with you help you?
She gives a very subtle nod.
I'm going to reach over to the candle.
Is this important?
She looks completely terrified.
I put it behind me.
You see tears starting to well in her eyes.
Good job. You made a ghost child cry.
I'm sorry. You're afraid of this candle, or you're afraid of this rapier?
She just stares at you.
So at this point, normally I would think to just drop the blade.
Uh-huh.
What do I feel when I get that idea?
You should probably just sheath it.
Do I notice this conflict in my mind, or is it just
It's just natural.
all right?
I'm sorry. I want to help. Wait. This is so stupid. Yes, wait right here. As if you have a choice, God.
And I start making my way back up, and I'm yelling out for Darren.
Okay.
Can you yell with minor illusion?
I don't believe.
You actually hear
From a whisper to a scream.
you actually hear the voice right next to you.
So I guess while he was talking to her,
Yeah.
I probably got there first because you had to go downstairs.
You had a brief conversation with Giant U
Yeah.
while he was walking down, so you make your way over to Dara's room.
So this is probably happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Knock on it as it opens. Hey, how's it going?
You see her going through clothes and doesn't really seem to notice you.
Hey, Dara.
She's folding a shirt and hanging something up and putting it in the wardrobe.
I have your clothes.
You see her shutting the wardrobe, and as she shuts the wardrobe, you see Ashluck's mark on her arm.
Hey. I'll wave my hand in front of her face.
There's no recognition of you being there at all.
I'll knock on the wardrobe.
It makes sound, but she doesn't seem to register it.
One last chance to try to get her attention. I will say those 3 lines. I will find you. I will hurt you.
I will beat you.
I will beat you. And I will kill you.
She all of a sudden looks terrified, looks over her shoulder and runs out the room.
I'll follow her.
She runs down the hallway, comes around and makes her way all the way across to the other hallway, goes in that hallway, down to this first room, and goes in.
I'll follow.
Inside you see another woman, slightly shorter, not quite as beautiful. She has kind of a short bob haircut with very curly hair, and she's just sitting on the bed by herself, and they start conversing, and you hear the noises, but you don't hear the noises, and there's words, but there's no recognition of the language or what's being said.
All right, so I'll start walking out.
Okay.
And I'm going to start walking out over here, and so you can tell me about what spot I'll hear him calling for me.
Okay. You're walking back to
This room.
That room?
The one that we got fucked up in.
Okay. It's probably about the time you get to the middle of this pathway up here, and you hear his voice just right next to you.
Darren,
Yeah?
You hear it. Like y'all are standing next to each other having a conversation.
Are you still running up?
This would make me pause for a second, but yeah, I'd keep going.
I think we need to play a game with that girl, and she might be able to give us some more information. But apparently it's 2 people.
All right, well, I just have 2 more spots to check before I feel okay, I guess.
What did you find out?
Well, Dara couldn't interact with me. I waved. I said hi loudly, knocked on the wardrobe. And I had a weird feeling. I felt real bad about saying it now, but I said the 3 lines from the journal that she said she was always hearing Teresa say. And she heard that, freaked out, and ran into the first bedroom up on the left side, the one that didn't have a wardrobe or anything. She started talking to somebody, but I couldn't hear anything. So I was about to check out the super creepy room. That's where you wanted to put your candle, right?
Yeah, I showed it to person. She was so scared.
Well, if it came from that room and her fucked up body was that room, pretty sure something happened.
Well, the sword didn't come from that room, remember?
You said it was a candle. And you said you
it's
wanted
a sword.
I see a sword. You told me it was a candle.
I'm not gonna trust my senses while we're in here.
Yeah, but you see me in the clothes that I came in with, and I see me in other clothes, and I just talked to a giant version of me. I just think
Wait,
you guys.
what?
Yeah, the big stained glass
Yeah?
that I saw me.
What did you say?
I didn't. Big me didn't talk. He just kind of winked, smiled, nodded, shrugged. He nodded on Burn It Down and Prussia, right?
He shrugged at Persa.
Oh, and then the Bahamut stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. He kind of nodded and shook his head and shrugged. And pretty much anything the things I would have done too. So whatever fuckery's going on, it's pretty accurate, I think. But do you want to check this room or do you want to check the kitchen? If not, we can just switch. You can check this creepy room and I can check the kitchen, and then we can go play a game. Apparently, we can communicate in this castle, however far we want, which is cool. I like it.
I'll check this room out.
What room? You're not up here.
I haven't made my way up there yet.
You said you paused.
And then
But then he continued. Yeah, I'd say by now you've
met up in the
met
middle.
up. Yep.
But I'm just looking at the double doors,
Still
just like
talking.
talking to this guy. You're not up here, man. You said
I'm
you were
right
down.
behind you.
Oh shit! Yep. All right. Well, let's. Man, I'm already up here, so let's just both check this room out.
I think I already know the answer, but
Only one way to find out.
what do you see in that tapestry?
I see my dad. He's holding a pitchfork in our fields of grain with my mom next to him. And he's holding a pitchfork and she's holding
It's
a
a soft 20 on inside.
hay fork.
It's American Gothic.
Yeah. It's 13.
Right. I'm gonna head inside.
As I see that he didn't fall for it. Oh no, yeah, I see Drusa, and I just follow. And then I'm gonna stop you right here, and my head's gonna float past you. Go, just float your head in, man. And I'll float my head into this room.
My head doesn't have this sword. I'm gonna go in.
You should try it.
What are you doing? You just
I'm
walking
gonna make
in?
my way in.
Okay.
My body shrugs and just follows.
Yeah.
Oh, does it look any different or is it the same?
It's cleaner.
No bones.
I was about to say the biggest difference is instead of bones, there are carcasses of pigs and people
Oh shit.
and goats.
Is there blood anywhere? Like on that table, perhaps?
There is. You see the blood has run across the table and started to fill in those infernal etchings around the rim.
Do I notice a particular one? The one that we saw on the skulls for subjugation.
You look, give me a perception check as you look for it.
It's a natural 20.
You don't see it.
Okay. Damn it. So my body walks in and it'll start tossing my head back and forth as I go. So, where are you gonna put that candle?
I look for the spot that I noticed before.
There's a spot right in the middle of the table that's slightly sunken in that the bowl will fit.
I think about putting it in there.
Think about it.
That's what he said.
You can do it if you want.
Hey, before you do that, give me 1 second. As my body's tossing my head back and forth, I'll grab my head and throw it to the ground, and I'm gonna try to look into the kitchen. That's, I'm assuming, right below us.
It's over here. Are you talking about that
Sorry, the
dining?
Yeah, the dining hall.
Right below you.
Throw my head down.
Okay.
Does it go through?
It goes through.
What do I see?
You see all of the people that
Except
you've
for these
seen
two?
tapestries of, including them two. The only person that's not there is Persa. You see Dracius with his rapier hanging at his side get up from the end of the table, start screaming, spittle flying from his mouth as he's looking at
Still not hearing words.
Nope. Looking at Cassius, pointing at him, shaking his finger, rage just glowing in his eyes as he hops on top of the table, runs at him as he draws the rapier and runs him through. As he does this, one of the little boys that's sitting next to him jumps up and grabs a dagger out and fires the dagger off, and it flies past him, and Dracius cuts him down. Mayhem just ensues as everyone starts to scatter, and he just cuts people down one after another as they fall on the table dead. He looks around and sees what he does, and then falls on his own sword.
I like the array of bones that we saw down there.
Yeah.
Okay. My head comes up.
Yep.
Hold it. Look at him. Give me 1 more second. I'll throw my head back down to the thing. The
Yeah.
wall. Is it the same scene?
No one's there.
I'm going to do it 1 more time.
You see skeletons, like when you first walked in.
1 more time.
Skeletons.
Okay. Put my head up. All right. Well, I just did an experiment. First time I went down there, I saw what caused all the people to die. I'll give them a little rundown.
Yeah.
And the second time I went down there, completely empty. Then third time and fourth time was just skeletons. So,
I look at the candle, knowing that it could just be the rapier that I'm holding. at knowing that it did all that, and Draces was the one that was holding the blade as he died.
You feel pride at holding such a fearsome weapon in your hand.
Oh, shit. So, do you see anything around my neck?
Do I?
No.
No.
You see the scales underneath.
All right, so you're seeing a different thing in your hand. I'm seeing one of the necklaces with the pearl on it around my neck. We know where the thing you're seeing goes. I have no idea where this shit goes.
I don't think I want to put it here.
Yeah, I was about to say. I feel like if either one of our imaginary things are interacted where they're supposed to be in this, it's gonna start something different. And so there's...
Where does yours go?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I have no idea. But I felt like if we were to find it and put it there, it would change something. And if you set that down where you think it should go, it's going to change something. And I think that if we go to Persia and play your game, it's going to change something. What do we want to change?
I want to change what happened to her.
I agree. Let's go.
Head that way.
Okay.
As an experiment, I'm going to try to jump through the floor, like my whole body.
Yeah.
Does it happen?
You jump up and cannonball down into the ground, and pain just blossoms out of your backside as you slam into solid stone.
I was thinking more of like standing like on the
Belly
edge of
flop?
the pool. Yeah.
Oh yeah, just smack.
Flop. Okay, sweet. That's what I thought. Ow. That didn't work. Get up. I guess we can just walk.
As you start standing up, you fall through down to the first floor.
Does he?
Nah, he's walking.
Hey,
You hear it.
I'm downstairs.
How?
I fell.
What do you mean you fell?
Try falling and then get back up and then wait a second.
I just think about passing through the floor.
You just pass through the floor.
3-point landing.
See? It worked.
Yeah, you just... This place is so strange.
Yeah. I wonder why there was a delay in my falling. That was weird.
That video of the guy pretending to be real high ping, like running through the door.
Yeah. All right, let's go play a game with a dead ghost child. And I'll imagine myself in that room.
You're sitting in the chair.
Hey.
I walk in,
I'll be sitting in the chair directly across from her.
but
Yeah.
I
Okay.
try to hide the sword as best, or the candle as best I can.
Okay.
Hey, can you talk?
She sits for a minute, then shakes her head no.
I bet you would have had a really sweet voice.
She looks very proud.
I bet you were smart too, and brave.
She gestures down to the game in front of you.
Yeah. 1 second, I need to clarify something. I'm gonna imagine myself back in front of the big me.
Yeah.
Clarification.
He nods down to you.
Am I burning the dream place or the real place? Can you move your hand?
He wiggles his hand.
1 for dream, 2 for real.
He holds up 3.
Both?
He shrugs.
God, I love you. You're so pretty. I'll imagine myself back in my chair.
As he's doing that, Parsa was Cleva your mom?
She shakes her head no.
Was
Come back.
Krisa? Was that her name?
Which one?
The one whose wardrobe we saw.
Dara.
Dara. Was Dara your mom?
She shakes her head no. As you're saying these names, she looks confused, like she doesn't recognize these names.
Is your name Persia?
She nods her head yes.
Is Cases your brother?
She nods again.
Is your family portrait up above?
Yeah, and you recognize her now
Up
from
here?
the stained glass window.
Wait, did you say Dracis is who?
Cases'
Is her
sister.
brother? Was Dracis your brother?
She nods yes.
Does he look like he's dressed like your father?
No, wave.
She smiles and kind of giggles, but you don't hear any sound come out.
And he looks like Dracis, right?
Yeah.
Does he look like your brother Dracis?
She looks bashfully over and slowly nods. Then kind of shrugs. She opens her mouth to say something, and the squeal of a pig comes out.
Okay. We're just gonna ask yes or no questions, all right? You don't have to speak. Okay.
She nods.
Did you seem a little bit freaked out when that noise came out?
She seems resigned to the fact that that is what it is.
Were you afraid of him?
She nods yes.
Was Cases trying to protect you?
She shrugs, nods her head yes a little bit, but kind of in that shrug.
Was he not aware of what was going on?
She nods.
Do you know
The Muffin Man.
who
She shakes her head no.
Do you know who Dracis's friends are?
She starts to grow frightened again, and again gives that kind of half shrug, half nod, like a little bit.
Are we the first people to be here with you?
She nods yes.
I asked her, Darren, earlier if playing this game would help her, and she said yes.
Will this game help you pass on?
She nods yes.
That's all I want to do then. I'll look down at the game.
You look down at it, and you recognize this as a game called Shindin. Hey guys, I just wanted to take a quick moment to pause and kind of explain what's going to go on here in a minute. So we are going to play a game that I came up with that I was not fully intending or not thinking about how this would sound as a purely audio medium. So what I'm going to end up doing is cutting a bunch of stuff out, a lot of breaks and pauses in between all the talking. I'm going to speed some stuff up when it's not too important, just to make this as painless as possible for you to listen to. I do apologize for that, but hopefully you can enjoy this final product that we've got here. It is a game that you can find frequently at a tavern. People like to play it as a game of strategy. It's set up like a game of chess with just one side being the defensive side and the other side being the offensive side.
I'm going to take a picture of this for our listeners.
Yes. You have the pawns are the only players on the defensive side, where the offensive side has 6 pawns and 2 in the royal house. And the goal is to get the 2 from the royal house to the other side.
All right.
The offensive side can move as far forward and backwards as they want, but can only move 1 space side to side. And the opposite is true for the defensive side. They can move as far side to side, but only 1 up or back. If 2 opposing pawns or players are sharing 1 side, they can challenge and roll 3d6, and whoever has the higher roll knocks the other player out. The only other rule that I can think of right now is that the royal house can lose once without being knocked out.
Yeah, I think that's it.
And the goal is for both of the royal house to make it across. If one is knocked out, that side loses.
All right.
So I'm going to move this over here so y'all can.
Shredder, do not crush my mini.
So you say you look down at this game, and as you peer down, you focus in on the royal house that is situated on your side, and you feel yourself looking down, and you look down farther and farther, and you start to fall into the board. You fall and you take the place of one of the royal house.
I don't like that.
And you look over, and Cricket is standing next to you.
Don't like that at all. Is Persia over there at all?
You don't see her.
Hey, Persia, clap if you're ready.
Silence.
Make a noise if you're ready.
You know that your side would go first.
Okay. Look over to Cricket.
I'm taking all this in, and I'm
Have
trying
you-
to make sense of this.
You ever played this game?
Yeah, the people at the Grey Cask play it all the time.
Are you good at it?
I've won a couple games, but I've lost a couple too.
Do these have like names and numbers, or?
We'll go lettered across and numbered up.
Yeah, I think back and I say A1 to A5 and see
it
what happens.
Moves up.
Oh shit! All right.
And then the A8 moves up to A7,
What do you think about B1 to B6?
and it moves.
I look at him. I didn't think that was going to work.
We need to be careful.
And then B8 goes up to B7. It's sharing a side, and you see it draws a sword out, and so does yours. That's a 8 on my side.
It's a 7 on ours.
And it strikes
Oh,
your person down.
well, shit.
So, one down.
Yeah. I wish I could just misty stuff over there. That'd be great.
F1 to F5.
And then F8 will move up to F7.
C1 to C5.
And it moves up. The F7 that just moved up last is going to move over to D7 and be in the line of Darren.
I look over at Cricket. Me to the next one over. I'll take a step.
Remember, they can only move forward up once.
Yeah, I know. I wanna try something real quick.
Okay. Then D7 will move up to D6.
F5 to E5.
D6 moves up and is now standing in between the C5 and the E5. It draws a sword, looks over to the right, and takes a swipe at C5.
11.
That's a 9.
15, I mean.
You see it get cut down before its attack could land.
Yes.
Good
We
job.
got one.
Yeah. And I'm going to take another step over from C1 to B1.
Okay. B7 moves up to B6.
I'll look over at Cricket.
C5 to C6.
Yep.
It moves up a step and is now next to the one that just moved up.
Do you want a challenge?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the other rules I remember is that you can move one piece as long as you do have a piece touching an enemy's piece. You don't have to move and challenge with the same piece. You
Yeah.
can move one piece, challenge with a different one.
Yeah. C8 then moves over next to B8. So there are now 2 of these players in front of Darren.
Before I try to move or do anything, I want to see if I can feel the magic inside.
Okay.
Like if I wanted to start casting a spell, do I feel like that surge?
Yeah. You feel like you can cast a spell.
Hey, I'm gonna try something real quick. Let's try to cast a firebolt at this one.
Okay. Roll 3d6.
12.
It flies off, curves up, and like a boomerang comes back down on you. And you've taken one of your lives to say.
Hold myself. Yeah, it didn't work.
And then B6 moves up to B5.
That was rude.
C6 to C7.
It moves up 1.
Wait, are you challenging?
No, I can't.
Yeah, you can.
Here.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Do you want to challenge?
No.
Okay. A7 will take a step forward to A6.
E5 to D5.
E8 moves up 1 step.
I'm like this close to just being super brash.
C7 to D7.
Takes a step over with 1 enemy to the right and 1 enemy straight ahead.
No challenge.
B8 takes a step forward, the one that's in line with Darren.
So there's 2 in front of me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look over to Cricket. Go. Here goes nothing. And I'll run forward from B1 to B4 in front of B5.
Yeah.
If you do that and you lose, we lose everything.
Yeah, but it's for Oh shit! Drop my die. Okay. Sorry, that was a good moment. I ruined it. So there you go. Yeah, but it's for the girl.
Then move over 1.
And I'll come in, strike it with fire in my hand, and
Okay.
challenge.
It's 12 on my side.
13.
And he gets taken out. It's a fistful of fire.
Literally rolled the same numbers except for that 2.
Fistful of fire slams into the piece in front of it and explodes into dust.
I'll blow off the dust off my knuckles.
And the piece that was behind it takes a step up and is 1 space away from you.
E1 to D1.
Move over 1.
Mm-hmm.
And D8 will move over to C8.
G1 to F1.
Moves over. and has a straight shot to the end. And C8 takes a step forward, flanking one of your pieces on D7. It looks over and stays.
D1 to C1.
Moves over. A straight shot being blocked by C7, who takes a step up to C6. Unless, did you want to challenge?
No.
Having one on each side doesn't give advantage, right?
No.
Okay. D5 to C5.
And it takes a step over, blocking its path forward. And B6 takes a step forward right in front of Darren. Raises a sword. $14.
11.
And it runs a sword straight across Darren's chest. And Darren, you feel blackness come over all of your senses. In Cricket, you see Darren disappear.
Is the game still going?
Oddly enough, it is.
F1 to F7.
Moves all the way up to stand next to one of the enemy pieces.
A challenge.
15.
14.
He is taken out. The piece that was just challenged takes one step forward. And the piece that is next to the one in front of Cricket challenges. So B5 will challenge C5. 13.
14.
All right.
Why can't you roll that well for your stats?
I don't want to. Leaves a hole open on the row next to Cricket.
D7 to D6.
Takes a step back.
I challenge C6.
16.
12.
And then G8 moves over to B8 to block that hole.
H1 to H6.
Moves up.
No challenge.
All right. E6 on my side takes one step back.
C1 to D1.
H8 slides all the way over to D8 to block that opening.
H6 to H7.
Takes one step forward. And then E7 starts making its move forward, coming for Cricket.
H7, G7.
Takes a step over. And E6 takes another step forward, continuing its move.
G7, F7.
Both pieces continuing the same movement as E5 takes another step up to E4.
F7 to F3.
Moves all the way back past the piece moving up. And then that piece takes another step forward and challenges 12.
17.
All right, and he falls.
Literally. Am I still just feeling black? Like,
No awareness.
no thoughts either?
You're actually dead.
All right, cool. Start rolling up a new character.
Yep.
F3 to F8.
All the way to the end. And D8 takes a step forward.
C5, D5.
Now in line with the other one coming towards Cricket. That one takes a step forward and challenges ahead. With a 14.
11.
He strikes him down.
F8 to F6.
Moves up to be in line with the others. And this piece takes a step over to challenge. With a 9.
10.
He steps over but is cut down. An open path directly in front of Cricket, straight to the end.
You can go far forward as you want.
I know. Before I see victory at hand, before I do anything, I channel the radiant energy.
The healing energy?
Yes. And I, with all my might, think about placing a hand on Darren and healing whatever wounds he may have, and just focus on that thought as strong as I can.
You do this, and in your mind, you hear, nothing happens.
Sorry, I have stats for a new character.
A5 to B5.
Takes a step over. C6 takes a step forward and challenges. 10.
Triple threes. Does that do anything? If
I get 3 of a kind.
Sure, why not?
Wow.
You get a 9.
Okay.
There's no one in front of you.
It's too easy.
Just go. There's no trick to it.
F6 to E6.
Takes a step over. A6 will move over to challenge. 14.
15.
He falls.
Fucking go. Do it.
I feel like you hear Darren's voice in your head going, fucking go. Do it.
Stop fucking lollygagging around and get your ass.
D1 to C1.
Takes a step over. C5 will come over to challenge the last player. The last piece. With an 8.
7.
Takes him out.
Still an opening. You're the last one. Just fucking go all the way down.
I'm going to reach inside. I'm going to clench my fist, grip my teeth, and through my teeth, I'm going to say, "Give him back." And I'm going to cast suggestion, whoever can hear me.
Don't know exactly what to add to that. What's your save?
Roll a
14.
Roll a d4.
Does not save.
Oh.
I sense my spell go through, but nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Okay. That is an action. Do I still
Doesn't
move?
matter.
Does he feel like he's still concentrating on that spell? Suggestion's concentration.
No.
C1 to C4.
Step up to the spot
What the fuck is wrong with you?
that Darren fell.
No, I was on the B. I was at B4.
To the spot next to where Darren fell.
I am so stressed that you won't just go across the whole fucking map.
E5 takes a step over. Or takes 2 steps over in front of you. And challenges.
Fuck yeah. It's
That's
a 17.
8.
I was about to say, how the fuck did you get a 19?
It goes to strike you and you raise that candlestick up and bring it across the
I said, give him back.
piece. As it falls, you see Darren pop back up in the spot next to you.
Hey.
Go.
Is that y'all's turn? No, that was
Oh,
your
yeah.
turn.
You challenge.
C4 to C8.
And Cricket gets shunted off the end of the board.
Come at me, bitch.
It starts to. 1 step at a time.
I try to cast Misty Step and go to B8.
Nothing happens.
All right. How well do I feel?
Back to normal.
I got my stubbornness from my dad, and I dash forward and punch the shit out of this thing.
All right.
I see a 6.
Fucking 18.
Are
I
you
see-
fucking serious?
Shit. All right. You dash forward, punch through him, and the last piece on the board falls, and you're free to walk across.
I'm gonna walk across slowly and just whatever our world's version of middle fingers just up in the sky going, yep, fuck you.
It's actually the shocker.
Hold on. Give me a sec. Fuck you. You let that girl go, you hear?
And
She doesn't
you
deserve it.
take a step off the board, and you fall on your face on the ground and see Cricket sitting in the chair behind you and the girl sitting in the chair in front of you. And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Ah, shit.
Oh.
Damn.
Riveting gameplay.
Sorry if it was a little dragging on at the end. But
Feel free to draw a board at home and follow along.
Now that that's all over,
or play this game, because we play tested it. In person is actually fun.
This game is hella fun.
Yeah.
Props to Marcus for making up a game for us to play.
and then not thinking about how boring this was going to be.
How boring it'd be for podcasting.
Yeah.
But it's great. In fact, this is a gameception.
It's a game within a game.
All right, can we just turn the podcast off now?
All right, guys. We'll catch you next time.
The episode of the
Bye.